majority of MBA programs in the US are pretty standardized according to the George Washington University School of Business, or GWSB, in Washington, D.C. GW offers such a wide variety of combinations of courses, specialities, modules, and what they call concentrations that graduates can come out with highly customized MBAs. Well, let's now talk about that with Dr. Linda Livingstone, the Dean of the GW School of Business. I'm Sarah Lockett. Welcome to the Business Debate. Dr. Livingstone, Linda, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios.
It's good to be here, Sarah. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, how do you manage to let students specialise so much in what interests them, and do they even end up with the same qualification at the end?
Well, when we work with students in our MBA program, we, a few years ago, redesigned the program so that it had fewer core classes, but that ensures that they have a base set of knowledge that you expect from an MBA. But then we gave them more flexibility in developing the concentration. So we have a wide set of concentrations, some of which are very traditional, like accounting, finance, marketing, but some of which are unique to who we are and where we are in the United States and in the world, with government contracting, with project management. We've also created some certificates. So we have one in walkable urban real estate. We have a tourism program, so we have programs in tourism and sports administration. So that gives students a lot of flexibility as they think about their program while building on a base of core classes that every MBA needs.
And you allow students also to take classes outside of the business school, in, say, the School of Medicine, the School of Law, but also in other institutions.
Yes, we have a consortium in Washington, D.C., so students can take classes outside of the university. And then we also allow students in our MBA to take classes in other schools at the university, so they can build a very diverse and sort of interdisciplinary degree if they choose to while they're at GW.
And that's popular, is it?
It is quite popular. Students love that flexibility that we provide them.
And you mentioned that you're in Washington, of course.
Yes.
Now, what benefits do you get from being there?
Well, it's a really huge differentiator for us to be in Washington, D.C., because we're kind of at the heart of where the government sector, the private sector, the nonprofit and NGO sectors come together. It's also a very international city, so it brings a very diverse set of students to us that want to study in that environment and in an urban environment. It attracts faculty to us who love that environment and use it as a base for some really amazing research. And then it gives our students tremendous diversity opportunities in internships, speakers in class, learning experiences.
And you also attract an unusually high proportion of women to your MBA course. What do you do to attract them?
We have about 40% of our MBA program fairly consistently that's women, and I think that diverse environment that we're in is really important in drawing women, particularly the connections to policy and to the nonprofit sector. But we also have very strong women's groups, both at the undergraduate and the graduate level. We have a diverse faculty. The business schools also had very diverse leadership through the years. I'm actually the third female dean of the business school, which is quite unusual. And we've had a number of women in leadership throughout the years as department chairs, as associate and vice deans. And so I just think that environment comes together and creates a place where women and men feel like they can be successful.
Now, going back to what I said in the introduction about the majority of US MBA programs being quite similar, how does your high proportion of international students maybe help with that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a very diverse population of international students, and so it makes the classroom unique in the learning experience because they're so diverse. We do a capstone consulting abroad program in our MBA program, and so many of them are done in emerging parts of the world. So to take a very diverse student population into an emerging part of the world enriches the learning experience. And then just being in Washington, D.C. with that diverse student body helps draw in those international learning experiences.
And you're also on the accrediting body that
Yes.
accredits MBA programs worldwide. Do you see any trends or things which are changing?
Sure. So yes, I've been very involved in AACSB, which is an international accrediting body for business schools. And I think we're seeing at that level much more focus on innovation in business education, on the impact that business education has in the broader community, both the business community and society more broadly, and then a much greater emphasis on engagement with the business community, with the government sector, with the NGO sector, and all of that in order to really transform business education and to advance global prosperity. So a big goal for AACSB.
Now, once your people have graduated with their MBA qualifications, what do employers tell you about them?
Well, I think they say that our students are very globally conscious and concerned, and that they're also very politically active and engaged. And I think that's unique about the students at GW, in addition to being well qualified and multidisciplinary, but global issues and political issues are important to them.
And have you noticed the market changing at all for your school, maybe for the market generally?
Well, certainly technology is impacting how we deliver the education. There are more high-quality business schools all around the world, so students have a lot more choice than they used to have, so it makes it a very competitive and really for students a very good environment. And then we also have a lot of people delivering education that are not traditional universities and educational institutions. So it's a very different climate, but one where there's a lot of opportunity for transformation and innovation. So I think we just need to take advantage of that as business schools.
Fantastic. Well, Linda, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And join us next time when we'll be discussing the latest innovations in enterprise, cyber risk and digital transformation. Bye-bye for now.